as promised, for Sean in Wales, I'd give you a tour of my heating. How it's always, I've used one of these. I think that's the second one I've bought. I've had these for years. These, but they are a bit dangerous. They're in your face. When you light it, you better make sure it lights pretty quick, because otherwise it'll explode, sort of thing. A flash and burn your eyebrows and singe you. But this has been good, and it always was a good thing. Since I've had this lot of shelving here, I mean, we're lucky today, it's not that cold, but since I've had this shelving here, that it used to warm the garage eventually, you know, leave it on. But since this is here, the heat from here has never made it across to here. It's always been perishing cold here. Yeah. But of course, it's a big gas bottle. I use about one a year. I don't know how much to pay for them. I think I paid about 90 quid for the last one, maybe 110 or something. They're not cheap, these bottles. And once you got them, you just pay for the gas, you swap them over. But even said that, they're the cheapest way to buy gas, but it's still quite a lot of money in it. But nothing's cheap, is it? Then this is like, this is the extension. This is another place that is perishing in the winter when it's really cold. And this cold, I feel, sucks the heat out of this room. Doesn't give that much of a chance. So I've got a little gas heater in here. Because the bigger bottles, and I've got the space, because the bigger bottles are cheaper to buy, or, you know, more economical, you get more for your money. I don't run the little gas bottles. They're too dear. The 7, is it 7.5 or whatever it is? Yeah, I use the 13s and just drag the pipe out a bit in here. I always run a 13 on this. What's that? 12.9. Yeah, it's called a 13, these bottles, isn't it? And there's two. There's propane and there's butane. I'm a gas man, you won't believe it, but this one will fire up. That's propane or butane? Propane. That's propane.
Can I ask why you put that on?
Yeah.
That on, and you got the door wide open.
Well, because I'm making a film. Can I ask why have you come and interfered with me when I'm making a film?
But they're wasting the electric and the gas with the door wide open.
Because I'm making a film?
Can't you shut the door?
No. Bye.
Just wasting.
Bye. Anyway, I'm explaining a film. Anyway, this is a freezing cold. So I use this just to stop this room from sucking the cold out of anywhere else. So this one, I start it on 2 and then turn it down to 1, usually. But it's just enough, just to, you know. So that one, again, it's a gas bottle, it's dangerous. If the place was to burn up, that one of those can take out a gable end in a house and explode. We'll stay with the gas for the moment, we'll come back to that. And we've got 2 plumber's bottles. So sometimes I might fire these flame torches up just to get the warmth, just to get the first warmth into the place, because it can get perishing here. Because it's just a roof and a brick shed, isn't it? It's freezing. And then this is Biscuit's granddad's boiler, gas, and I keep this here. And this fights the chill that's coming through this door, because this door gets freezing as well. Yeah. So I'm just trying to fight off so we've got a little, and this one's got the little bottle in it. Only really to save space. But really you want to run a 13 in this. This is one of them 7.5s. It's the most dearest way to buy the gas per volume, you know. So there's the gas on the go. And again, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gas bottles in the garage. And if ever this place was to catch fire, oh, I really worry about the fireman. You know, you don't want these things to... although they've got a safety valve and they're supposed to this and they're supposed to that, but they do blow sometimes. And then this thing, we bought this. Now this thing, I don't think it even lasts 6 months. It just stopped. So I bought new elements for it, which were quite dear, and still doesn't work. So that's been a complete flop for me. That one and me, it's been a complete flop. And as I recall, it didn't half send the meter go round. The meter went crazy. That's quite a few years old now. But yeah, I should really get rid of it to make the space more than anything else. But that's been here quite a while and was a flop from day one. You can't beat the old gas. No. And then we converted to, we tried this, didn't we? We tried the diesel heater. And the diesel heater's in under there, and we had to make a hole for the exhaust for it to breathe in, and then we had to put a safe place to put the diesel in. And then we'd run the pipe across, and eventually we did get it going. It was working, but there's been on this Vevor one that we bought, there's been a recall on these Vevors, and I was meant to pack it up and give it back to them and you get your full money back, but I couldn't be. I bet you could still do it now, but I can't be arsed, you know. Plus, I think, and of course you've got to run a battery as well. You've got to charge a battery to make it, charge a battery to give that power, because that runs off 12 volts. So it was a case of charge the battery and then run it off the battery. I think that was okay. I just cocked it up. I didn't have a problem, but they apparently, these Vevor ones were giving out trouble. You might find that out somewhere, but they were giving via Amazon, they were giving full refunds. I didn't bother to get round to it, so I don't really want to run that again. I don't know what the problem was, to be honest. So now we're on this thing, advertised eco something. I put it in. Do you know, it's kicking out a good bit of heat. It's hot here. It's really hot there. It's burn nearby when it's here. And there's a little, I've put it on a board because there's a little safety switch underneath. It has to sit on somewhere level to operate the little switch underneath. And we've got on level 2 and it's going flat out. Seems okay. But again, we'll have to see what it does with electric. Now what we do here, we pay monthly, but we pay the same price even in the summer when we don't use electric. So coming into the winter, we've got a good, you know, we pay the same monthly amount summer and winter, and if we don't use as much, it saves us. But we are in a fortunate position that our price, we locked the price just before it all started going crazy. So so at the moment we're not getting hammered, but when that comes to an end, I think it's 2025 or 2024, that deal comes to an end, then I think we're going to get a huge shock on the electric. Huge shock. So until then, let's burn it like there's no tomorrow. We're on we're still currently paying the price before it all started going crazy. Yeah. So that's the update anyway on the heating of the garage, and it's a pleasant day today, and it's now getting really warm and toasty. And yeah, I suppose we better turn them off in case she comes out again and barks at us. But Debbie monitors the usage of the electric. We haven't got a smart meter, but Debbie will tell us every month. She's got an app on her phone and she puts her numbers in and it records how we're doing on electric and gas. So that we saw a big saving when we converted all the lights outside to the solar ones. We definitely saw a saving, because we had four or six sensor lights out there powered by electric, And when we decided to go solar, and we decided to change to these, I saw one the other day, we got spare, yeah. We changed to these lights, didn't we? And that's made a huge difference. They're just spare ones, ready for when the others die. And they're doing quite well. They must be 2 years, maybe 3 years old now. And we did do we have thought about electric. We have this on a sensor, don't we? So if you've got a dark corner in your shed, and it's always lit up with your lights, consider putting a sensor light there. So that light only comes on when we go to that corner, when we need to go into those straws. So anyway, I think that's about it now. Yeah, the dragon's making a cup of tea, so let's turn the gas off and let's go and keep the dragon happy. So let's have a quick catch up on the lights. So this is a infrared light. So it's one of those lights that you can't see, but it's an infrared, so the cameras, it lights this up like the daylight. We've got a light here, light there, which is a bulb, and here's the sensor. And as you know, this is the driveway around the side of my house, and it was great, but we were paying the electric bill for every time somebody came and went, and there's 18 houses of us can go up and down the driveway here. So I was paying to light their corner up to make it safe, because it is a dark corner. And it was costing us electric. So we decided to go on these solar ones. The same here, we've got a light here. We've got the infrared. The camera's got an infrared, but this just boosts it. There's a sensor, and it runs the electric lights. It even lit up around here, look. So this corner had safety, you know, if someone's coming. But of course it was costing us electric, wasn't it? And it's not the cheapest thing these days, is it? So we converted to these, do you see them? Simple. They're just simple. Off the Amazon. Just like, okay, it's not as bright as the electric light. But nevertheless, first of all, it gives you a notification if somebody's here. And if we want the bright lights, and I haven't done it yet, I'm going to turn these into switches. So you just throw the switch and it lights these up. But, and again, just lights this corner up. And these have done surprisingly well. I think these are coming on for their 3rd year. So we've got one there and one there. Because you're not paying the electric, you can have more of them. So we've got one here. Well, this door opens and this door opens. And we've got another 2 here that are hanging on in there. I didn't really think they were going to last this long, but they're still doing it. They're still coming on. Yeah, they're still battling on. So these must be, I did get some new ones. So some of these might be even 4 or 5 years old. But I think the last batch is probably about 3 years old now. 2 or 3 years old. And so what we did, it's not open, is it? No. I've got lights on the inside, but also I've got a set of these. So when I go through here to go inside the garage, I've got a set of lights on the inside that light up, which are solar. So if you've got a place that you want lit up, but if you've got a right of way or a path or something, and you're paying for somebody to walk past it, or animals use it often, so you're paying to light up the animals, definitely consider these things, these solar, the little solar light comes on there. So it does 2 things. It notifies me if somebody or something comes past here. Plus it gives you light, so there's nobody in the dark waiting for you. Not that there ever would be, but it just gets rid of that question, makes it safer, doesn't it? Yeah. So, but these, they've done way better than I expected. These little, and of course, at the time, I bought some spare ones expecting to them break, and I haven't used the spare ones yet. No, so really pleased with those things. And it's my own fault. I haven't fitted it yet, but we converted to this. Officially it's still on test. Catches the sunlight, and it's just another. If you can save electric, why don't you? This is the little garden light. You know, we've got our big lights that you can set off if you need lights, but just for the in and out, just like security. Charlie, when he comes out here, you know, you've got a light, haven't you? But again, it's electric, so it's burning, isn't it? So we've converted to this, and that's been on test probably. Oh, that's probably been on test a few months now, good few months, and it's still sitting there, still doing its thing. I haven't yet fitted it. I should do, really. We'll probably need 2 of them. It's not strong. You can't beat electric light, but it does the trick. Do you know what I mean? It does enough to light. It's better than no light. So probably need 2 of those. Yeah, for one of them. But you're paying electric for that. All that. This solar stuff is amazing, because once you bought the equipment, this sunlight, the power from the sun is amazing. And it's free. So, where were we? Yeah, propane. This is called propane. Look, propane. It's a cheaper gas. It's more of a commercial gas. But if it's freezing cold, sometimes this won't light up. It's kept cold and stored as a liquid, and then the vapor comes off. But if this building is too cold, it won't even fire these tanks up. So propane needs to be in a warmer place than butane. This is called, this is called butane, you see. Butane will fire up in colder conditions. So I'm guessing if it's minus whatever, you've got to start these first, sort of get the chill off the room, and then you can fire the red ones. So this is butane. Always do your homework on these things, not like me, and just do it out of what you remembered sort of 30 years ago. Butane. Yeah, so that's butane. More of a domestic sort of gas, really. And propane, this is more industrial sort of gas, but this won't work in your shed if it's freezing. It won't fire up. You can't put this outside. Yeah, you can't. This won't produce gas if it's freezing, where the butane will. And of course, you see, this is propane. Although it's all much of gas is gas, isn't it? We've got this. We've just come back to here. I don't know. It'll be warm here whilst where we stood, but I think I don't know. We can't really tell. The only time we can tell really is if it's absolutely minus outside. If it's minus, that means it's minus in here. Well, this is minus in here. Those are these lights, you see. Look, just a simple. And like I say, I bought these at the same time, not expecting those other ones to last a year, maybe 2 years. But they've lasted way longer than I expected them to last. I don't know how long they're going to last. Hold on. And of course, they are a light source. They are a light source, and you're not having to pay for them, are you? So we've got 4 on standby, ready for when those others bite the bullet. I've got one that doesn't work, and I think basically that's because it's not in the direct aim of the sunshine. I'm just at the moment waiting for it to go dark so that I'll show you the lights. But yeah, I think it'll find kicking out enough heat. We've just got to keep an eye on see how much electric it consumes, because the old bar heaters, the 1 and the 2 bar heaters, they were warm enough, but boy oh boy did they drink the fuel. They used the electric, didn't they? So as soon as it gets dark, I'll show you the little solar lights things. So the house is looking great. It's a big black dark hole up here in it. So let's take a wandering up here. Now it's gone dark. And remember, this isn't costing us a penny. This we've got a light here that comes on. We've got a light there that comes on. We've got a light here that comes on. These two, yeah. And we've got these lights here coming on. Yeah, that one and that one. And then we've got this at the end here. So okay, it's not as bright as you'd expect. Not as bright as you'd expect, and they're not on for very long. Not as bright as you'd expect electric lights to be, but nevertheless, it detects motion and it detects. Gives enough light to see. And what's on the inside of these? Look, let's go in here. Let's go in here. Now we've got, should we want it, we've got electric light. We've got electric light. Let's just do this. Right. Hold on. Get in through there. So you got to get in this way if you're going to the other guy. So we've got electric light should we want it. Let's turn the electric light off. Back in the darkness. So in the morning we've got one that's failed here, or has died, but I think it's in a bit of a dark spot. It only works in the summer. But we've got a little light here, look. And we've got a little light there. We've got a little light there. So it's just enough to light up the pathway to be able to come through there. Then of course we go through here, work our way into the garage. And it's just enough, but I mean, if I want good light, we've always got the option of, we've always got the option of putting the big light. We've got the big light on here, which is that one there, look. Yeah, we've got a big light there. And we've got a light there. And it also puts the light, this comes on. Doesn't quite our sense, it's not dark enough for that yet. So puts a light on there in the greenhouse and puts a light in the garage should we need it. So obviously all this nice bright light we're paying for, but the battery, this one works as well, this little battery light. So we've got light, we've got bright light should we want it, but just for going past, and it, again, when you're looking on the CCTV cameras, it just notifies you that there's someone there. Yeah, let's wait for them to go out again. They don't come on for very long. But it's enough to lighten that path up, isn't it? There we are, they're gonna go wham bam down, see? So plenty of light, just enough to catch you. And of course, it's for free, isn't it? This is the sunshine that powers these ones on the inside. So I'm really pleased. And yeah, we've got one here that's gone down that I mean to replace, but I think it's mainly because it's in this corner. The sun doesn't really get it as well as it might, as it does in the summer. So hey, that's a little review of the lights in the back here. So the thing about these sensor lights is it catches you. It tells you if there's someone on the other side of a door, and it also catches you when you come out. And there's enough light here, enough to be able to just see your key, put it in the door, lock it up, and then safely, where's my thing? Oh yeah, pull the pin across and safely then make your way back to the house. So it's pretty good. And of course the cameras are still watching, you know, these, see the red lights up here, these are still the cameras have their own infrared light that is powered by the camera, but also we've got the infrared lights. This is, see, it's pitch black in there, you can't see a thing. Have I forgotten to put the lights off? I think I have. Let me just go and switch the lights off. Remember that it is absolutely pitch black up there, you can't see a thing, can you? So let's go and see. Let's have a quick catch up and let's see what the cameras can see. So let's have a quick catch up and see what the actual cameras can see. We've just been there. The place is, to the naked eye, it's pitch black, isn't it? Up there, you can see the infrared works fantastic round the back there. Can't see a damn thing, but the cameras can see. Okay, we've got street light in the front here, so that helps. But the infrared light is amazing. How it lights things up. And then, okay, we've got the lights on in the garage at the minute, in the workshop. But what you can do then is, where are we going? Backwards. We're just going to flash backwards. And should you want to, if you want really, all you have to do is say, Alexa, spotlights on! And then you can light it all up with the car going. Oh, we've missed that opportunity, haven't we? Oh, what's this car doing here? Let's have a look. Yeah? There's a car turning around or something. Let's have a look. Oh, it didn't stay very long. It turned in, soon turned around and went. Just as we were putting the big lights on. That was interesting, wasn't it? Or is he waiting for someone? Oh no. Whoa, what was he doing then? What was he? Ah, you get that, don't you? Right, let's and these are the big bright lights that brighten up the, you know, turns dark into day. So let's turn the big lights off, shall we? Let's do this. Yeah. Alexa, spot lamps off. So it goes dark, and then the infrared lights. You see the infrared lights come back, and these are all the infrared, because of course they go off in the daytime, don't they? So, yeah. So there is a quick catch up on where we're going to put this now then. Let's put this back. Yeah. Now we've done it. Oh, I've messed that up. There we are. Leave it on there. We're back to normal.